All right, what's up, fam? This is Sensei from Ride Fit Nation. So we are getting ready for riding season. What's today? Today's February 28th, I believe, one of those things. But anyway, we're moving into the riding season, and I know a lot of us is getting ready for Daytona. And Daytona is what normally kicks off the big rallies and everybody getting together. But the thing is, how often are you checking the safety of your motorcycle? So I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things that I normally check regularly that you need to just tighten up. You don't have to go to a mechanic. You don't need to do any of that. But if you have your mechanic, feel free to do that as well. But I'm gonna show you guys some things. Safety is important. I'm not gonna show everything, but I'm gonna show you some of the little simple stuff that I do. And then you guys in the comment section, leave in the comment section what you normally check and how you get it done. All right, so let's get it. I'm gonna show you piece by piece, and no specific order, no special order. Let's go. All right, so one of the things that you could actually check, which is not hard to check, is your shift linkage, right? Just make sure it's tight. Right now I have enough free play here. I don't have a whole lot of crazy rattling, but it just takes a couple of minutes to just give it a little tightening down. Make sure that nothing is loose. All right, I got me a little extra turn. Even these parts, do you have any little extra turn? All right, as simple as that. That's done. So now the shift linkage right here too. You know, check your shift linkage, see how that's doing. You know, find the right size socket, and let's do that together. And I'm gonna show you how simple that is. It's not complicated at all. Yeah, so on the shift linkage, you just find the right size. In my case, I'm using a wrench, and then I'm using a socket, and just go in here and just try to get it, make sure it's tightened down. You know what I mean? It's a little hard for me to get in between here, but once you get in here, you got it. So I'm happy I got that one done. Over here too, you make sure you get both sides. You get both sides. And what I mean by both sides, on the shift linkage, there's also, in my case, it's a little Allen key right here. So you try to find the right size, and then you torque that down as well, okay? So now, on this side here, check your horn cover. Once again, the part that takes a lot of time is just finding the right socket. What's the proper socket? But once you get it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So with the horn cover's right there. It's just one little bolt, but just hold it in place and just make sure that nothing is loose. Okay? That's check. That's good. The next thing for me, in my case, is my Ultra Cool. Okay, the Ultra Cool is right down here. And with my Ultra Cool, I just want to find the right size. Once again, wrench. I might have to get my extended wrench. Just see, yeah, I have to get my extended wrench to get that. But anything on your bike that you feel like you need to tighten up on it. Anything. I'll get my wrench in a sec. Now, the shift linkage, carry a separate shift linkage. This is a dope one. This is from actually Harley Davidson OEM. The one that comes with your bike is normally a piece of crap. So take that and toss that inside of your tour pack, inside of your saddlebag. If you have the standard shift linkage on your bike, get rid of it. Change it out. Now, believe it or not, one of the things that a lot of people forget to check is the tour pack. Make sure your tour pack is not wobbly. Go underneath and just grab it like this and see if it's shaky. Mine feels pretty good, but just open up your tour pack. Your saddlebags, go in there and just give it an extra tightening down. The newer bikes like these have the quick release handle, but you might have the screws. But whatever you have to do, just make sure that's tightened down, okay? Also, I keep one of these extra things here for the gears because those can also burn out. Another thing to keep on your bike as well while we're at it is some Gorilla tape. You never know, something might break. You tape this bad boy up. Hey, you can lock people up with this, but don't tell nobody I told you that, okay? So check that. That's solid. How's your thing locking? Is it locking properly? Good, and we do the same thing on the other side. Another thing that you guys should always check too is your seat. The seat is very simple. I have a regular standard screw. I can use my hands. But you reach behind your seat and you check to make sure that seat is tight. You just tighten it down. Like in my case, mine is loose. So I'm actually gonna tighten this down a little bit more because I was able to move that because this thing would rattle out over time, okay? When you're doing these long trips, simple little steps. Now I'm satisfied. Let's keep it going. The front of your bike, your lights. Does your lights work? Check and make sure your lights work. Okay, I know that just lit your whole eyeball sockets up. Does that work? What about your indicator? Okay, my indicator works, okay? This is my left, my right indicator works, excellent. My hazards, they work. You can see those flashing, I know it's bright, but it's gonna get a little brighter. What about my high beams? High beams work? High beams work perfectly, okay? Move on to the rear. Now on the rear, hazards, does that work? That's looking good. What about the right? Right is looking good, perfect. What about my left? Left indicator's working, okay? Check that, okay? If I hit the brake light, excellent. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna put my strobes back on here. But right now I got it just solid, okay? That works. See, let's move on. All right, in my case, I have a manual center stand, okay? So I'm gonna go underneath this and make sure that that bolt is tightened down properly on my manual center stand, okay? I got me a little bit of movement, which is nothing big, but look, I made sure that's tightened down. Simple 1, 2, 3. If you carry a passenger, you have a passenger floorboard, make sure that the floorboard is also checked up, okay? That's very important. All right, real talk. Your tour pack, on the tour pack, right now I have this latch system that I have to replace. My latch, I just changed out this latch system here because this was popping open, okay? I was riding behind a buddy of mine one time and I remember his whole top flew off and then it smacked me off my bike. But on your latch system, you make sure that's solid, make sure that locks into place. If it's not, then replace it. The latch that attaches the dock to the frame of the bike for your tour pack, I have to change this out because right now I have a screw that's getting loose still. So I need to change that out. Because look, go like this under your tour pack, shake it like this. If it's doing this, like this, that means that you need to tighten that down. See, I'm aware of that, so I'm gonna fix that later on, get that fixed. Once you do that, you're solid. Remember, just grab your tour pack every now and then and just check. Any rattling, it just means that your things need to tighten down, okay? Let's keep it going. Okay, your tire. Inspect your tire. I prefer for you to put the bike on a lift. Go to Harbor Freight, whatever, get yourself a cheap lift or a jack. The jack that I use, you can use one of these standard jacks from Amazon, just like that. They're really good jacks. And rotate your tires. See if you have anything that's sticking through the tire. Does your tire look worn out? I have a lot of thread in right here, a lot of thread. It looks really good still. This tire is still pretty new. But inspect your tires. Look at your rims. Do you see anything that's out of pocket? Okay. Also, take the time to check your axle nuts. Here, I'm gonna take this off just so I can get access to my axle nuts. Okay, and tighten that down. The front everything is looking good from a visual inspection, but you never know until you take all that off. I have a lot more work to do down here. All right, so one of the things you should learn how to do is how to clear codes on your motorcycle. You might get some codes popping up, the error codes. You're gonna take this and you're gonna turn it, right? Well, before you do that, you wanna come up to your handlebar and you wanna hold this button down. Okay, that's your trip button. Hold that down, and when you do that, then you're gonna turn the knob. So let me just show you what I mean. So I could only focus on one thing at a time, right, with this. So I'm gonna press that button I just showed you, and I'm gonna turn this on. I'm gonna hold it. You're gonna see it's gonna say diagnostic, D-I-A-G. Once you do that, you release the button, then you press it again one more time. ECM, you're gonna see an N. It says no. It means that there are no codes. I click it again. BCM, Y means yes, I have an issue going on with my TPMS sensor, but you could hold it, and you're gonna see the numbers are gonna change. That gives me the code C0083C. You could look that code up online and see what that is. Then you hold it again. Just keep on holding it. It's gonna say clear. That's clear the code. You click it one more time, it's gonna go to another one. BCM, no codes. Click it again. No codes. ABS, no codes. That's a code. You hold it. You're gonna see the code pop up. You can look and see what that code is. Hold it again. And that's gonna clear the code. You click it, and you're gonna run through it. You're gonna see everything is gonna say no, okay? So that's how you learn how to clear your code. If you don't know how to do that, now you know how to do that. A simple thing that a lot of you guys fail to check too is your mirrors. This mirror is nice and tight. It feels good, feels solid. Check your mirror, because if your mirror is all loose and you don't have a way to tighten it up, then that means you need to get a new set of mirrors. Your mirrors is important. Have your mirrors designed to where you can actually see what's coming up behind you. If your mirror is too small, I know a lot of you guys have your little tiny mirrors because they look cool. Hey man, looks over safety, man. I like safety over looks, right? So for me, I like the bigger mirror. I can see anything. I can see my damn eyebrows, dandruff from my eyebrows. I can see it. The little small mirror, you can't see nothing. You can't even see you passing that mirror. Now, the whole console here, I have my phone charger here. You tighten this up, make sure this is all tight. Give it a little swiggle, try to move it. If it moves a lot, that needs to tighten up. 1, 2, there's 2 bolts here, and behind this, 1, 2, 2 bolts there, okay? Check everything. How does your clutch feel? Check the clutch. I'm not gonna give you a clutch adjustment in this video, but check the clutch. You can look that up online, how to adjust your clutch, and you're solid. Another simple thing that you guys neglect a lot is your floorboards. Does your floorboard have any wiggle space on it? Okay, when I go like that, my floorboard should go up and down, but I shouldn't be able to move it a lot, okay? Also your highway pegs, how does that feel? These are just simple bolts. They're very simple bolts. The oil change, that's obvious. Let me just show you guys to check your oil also. Hold on a sec. So normally I like to check my oil when it's hot, but it's right here, okay? It's a little knob. And you unscrew this little knob, you're gonna pull it up, okay? Clean it off. And you're gonna get dirt. If your oil is not gonna look all pretty and clean, okay? There's a lot of things going on in that motor. And then you go back in. Okay, you screw it back down. It doesn't have to be extra tight. And then you bring it back up. You check for your oil levels. My oil level is pretty damn good. See it? There's a fill line here, and that looks so clean. My motor oil looks awesome. Speaking of motor oil, a lot of you guys don't do this. Listen, bring an extra quart of oil with you. When I'm traveling long distance, this stays in my bag. Right now I have the Sin 3. You can use Redline. You can use anything that you're gonna use for your bike. Just make sure you have your oil. Our Harleys use 20W50, okay? That's what we use for this. But have your oil just in case you need to have some extra oil, because when you're doing long rides, these things will burn through oil, okay? Let's go. So one of the things that you guys probably don't have is these little, I don't even know what to call these, but these little disc slips for parking in the grass or the mud, whatever. These simply goes underneath your kickstand, and you will park your bike, okay? And this will land right in that slot. This is a bigger one. This is a smaller one. But what it does, it just keeps your bike from slipping and sliding in the dirt, in the mud, all that. So have those little simple things. And it's the little simple things that count. I promise you, simple, but needed. Another thing that you guys should remember too when you're traveling is to make sure your battery health is good. You can get a reader to test your battery, but what I recommend is to have your bike on the tender. The tenders just keeps your battery healthy. This is the Next Peak. I got this from Amazon. It's the intelligent battery charger, but you don't have to get this specific one. This one you can put into a standard charging system, or you can go into repair mode, or you can go into trickle. Now there's 2 ways to connect this. This comes with 2 connectors. You can put this directly to the battery terminals. Black is for negative, red is for positive. In this, or in my case, I could unplug it, okay? And that's good if this doesn't work well. Like my Softail, I'll use the battery for my Softail because the one on my Softail is all jacked up. So the plug is right here, normally in your left side. This goes in only one way. It's a female to a male, okay? It connects right in. When I plug it in, you can even see that this lit up. Then you plug this up. You plug this into your socket or your extension wire, whatever you got, and you're gonna see the volts. So right now, this shows me that my battery is healthy. It's at 12.7. It shows me the actual voltage on my battery. So the second I plug it up, it will tell me, hey man, your batteries is not really good. So you don't want to have a battery that's all jacked up. Okay? That's another thing to check out. All right, so that's my little list for y'all. There's a whole lot of things you can do just to check your bike. You know, take it to Harley, take it to your mechanic, take it to whoever you're gonna do, and have them do a full overall inspection on your motorcycle. Just changing the oil alone is not gonna be good enough, especially when you plan on doing long rides. Like I said, if you don't know how to check all these other things, make sure you got it locked in. The tire pressure, right? I use 40-40 in mine, but Harley recommends, I believe, 37 in the front, 40 in the rear. Maybe it's backwards, but one of those things. But just because they recommend it, it doesn't mean it's gonna apply to you. Find a tire pressure that works really good for your bike. If you're like in 50 PSIs, you're way too high, okay? And that can cause blowouts on the highway. We don't want that. The thing to look out for, aside from the motorcycle itself, is to check your space, your head space. Check your health. How is your back? How is your knees? How is your shoulders? How is your hips? Make sure your body feels ready enough to go on the ride. Now, if you're riding solo, then you can pull over anytime and take as many rest breaks as you want to take. But it's unfair to ride with a bunch of people when you know you're not feeling good. Maybe you have some damn diarrhea and you need to pull over every single time. Maybe you feel nauseous, okay? Maybe there's things going on that we don't know, but you're getting sick, which now you're trying to fight through it, and you risk the life of somebody else in the group. So just make sure you check your health, check your physical strength, and see if you're good to go in a group ride. If you're not, just opt out of the group ride and ride your ride solo. You see what I'm saying? Another thing to do as well is, yo, keep your ibuprofen with you, your painkillers. I like to take my painkillers about 2 to 3 hours before actually going on the road, because that really helps to cut down on that back pain. When I'm on the road, I'm locked in. I'm not wasting time. I don't listen to music. I don't do any of that. The music is the wind in my freaking eardrums, okay? That's the music, the sound of my pipes yelling and screaming at me in all types of languages. Do you know that Beast speaks Spanish and Jamaican and Asian on the one side? It's freaking Korean. It speaks African, Swahili. Yeah, it speaks Swahili and French. The Cameroon French in Africa. You know what I'm saying? So plan your trip out. Make sure everything feels good. You guys leave it in the comments. What are some of the things that you check on? Simple little things, even your front fairing, make sure the screws are down. The lights, make sure everything is down. Shake stuff, see what happens. Because these bikes, they rattle. They rattle like crazy, and you be surprised at what starts to come loose when you start tightening things down, all right? Anyway, this is Sensei. Let's keep on getting these miles. Let's get that money. Let's get the muscle. I'm going to be in Daytona on the 8th. I'm coming down. Me and about, I think, 12 or 14 of us from Ride Fit Nation is going to ride down to Daytona. And we're going to be hanging out at I think they're doing a classic bike show in Bethune-Cookman. And then we're going to also be at the Harley dealership. And me and the club is going to meet up and get together and probably have dinner or whatever. But y'all let me know where you guys are going to be at. We might even go by the raceway. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, I'll see you out in Daytona. Let's get it. Peace.